Well, Patrick, firstly, mate, how have you fit in your first couple of months?
Absolutely loved it. Like I've been here for up to I think just over 9 weeks, and it's been a lot different to from going from TSC up to sort of full training and having this as your profession. So absolutely loved it.
How have you dealt with the full training? You say it's a bit of a step up, but obviously you've had a bit of a modified program as well. But how have you dealt with it?
Yeah, it's a huge step up. Like you go from sort of training 3 nights a week with the TSC Cup to training here, 3 solid sessions a week, but also rehab and you're here every day. So, it's a big step up, it's a big challenge, but I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
What about dealing with some of the, I guess, the pressures of coming with Adelaide's #1 pick? How have you felt?
I suppose there are pressures associated with it, but I sort of don't try to think about it too much. Once you get to the club, you're just like all the other draftees, so you're trying to prove yourself. So it's sort of nothing that like we're all in the same position, so sort of insignificant, I reckon.
And the decision to go home, has that been made tougher by your time here now?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was always going to happen because I didn't really know any of the boys, and having been here for so long now has certainly made my decision to come home a lot harder. But I've still got the passion and drive to finish school where I am, and I think that's where I get the best marks, so I'm still confident to finish there.
Have you arranged something with Ness NFL Club, just scheduled games in to pop in every now and again? Or?
John Reid's going to come down once we get home, and we'll sort of map out sort of through the year when I'll be able to come back over, and sort of weekends where I'll be able to fly back over and that sort of thing. So haven't delved too much into it now, but we'll sort of cover that once I get back from Dubai.
So you're going to Dubai with the squad. Any chance of playing in that game at all? Or?
You'd have to ask the coach, but I wouldn't know.
Sure, and then you come back and go straight back to Melbourne?
Yeah, pretty much. We get back 7 in the morning and fly back at 3 in the afternoon.
Okay. How does the Crows monitor your fitness and your footy during this year? Does someone set that up with your under-18 club, or someone in Melbourne looking after you? Or?
Once I get back home, I'll have a set program to do from Charlie Walsh, the bike man, I suppose you'd call him, Sweetie, and Chris Hink, the weights guy. So we'll sort of have a program set up to do, which I'll be able to do weights at school in the school gym, and then have a separate bike program set up. And I'll be in contact with them every week, and so we'll sort of model it like that. And then if things need to be changed, I'm sure they will.
How about your game development? Do you just leave that to your under-18? Robert Hyde coaching the side again, is he? Or?
No, Buddha Hawking's coaching.
Right,
Hawking's coaching the under-18 Falcons.
Yeah.
And every match over there is taped, so Alan Stewart will be able to see games each week and go through it with me, and work through what sort of do's and don'ts, what I've done well, and that sort of thing. So I'll be in constant contact every week about how my game's going.
Okay. Are they indicated, or yourself indicated, which way certain areas of your game you need to improve and work on particularly this year?
Yeah, there's a lot of things to improve because I'm only 17, so there's still different facets of my game which I'd like to improve, and we'll work on that. It's all part of the learning process, I think.
What are the main ones?
I think execution. It's probably a big thing for me. But since being here, I've had great help from Peter Joan and the development guys, so that's really improved. But you can never stop improving.
When do you realistically think that you'll play your first AFL game?
I'm not sure. That's something you have to go through with the coaches again.
What, so another 12 months, or no games this year?
No games this year. Because like I said, I'll be at school, and when I come back over, I'll be playing my sample club.
Are you much of a student?
Sorry?
Are you much of a student?
Yeah, I think I am.
You must be pretty dedicated to your studies. Most guys, well, I guess if they were drafted heading into year 12, they'd probably just give it in or do it part-time or something, so it must be fairly committed. Have you thought about what you'd like to study as a part-time when you come back to Adelaide?
Yeah, I have. I'd like to study something along the lines of PE and marine science. Anything along those lines, I've sort of left my options open as far as this year's subjects go.
So you've obviously been drummed home that obviously, that they say the old cliche that football doesn't last forever, that kind of thing.
Yeah, well, it's true, it doesn't. So footy can only last for so long. You've got to have a backup plan for that.
Will you be playing in the under-18s in Melbourne?
Sorry.
You will be playing in the under-18s. Being in Cotton Wool, is there a danger you might get injured there?
No, I don't think so. I've got a great fitness base to come from this pre-season, so I don't think it is at all.
What kind of reception do you think you'll get from your teammates and the opponents in the TSC Cup now?
I'm not sure. I think I'll have to cross that bridge when I come to it, but I think it'll just feel like any other normal player, I think.
Patrick, any indication, Patrick, as to whether you'd be a chance to get on the park in Dubai?
I don't know. I've been. No, I couldn't tell you. I wouldn't know. So,
Sure.
yeah, I'm positive.
You must have thought about it yourself as to,
Yeah, I have absolutely, but I honestly couldn't tell you how close or far away I am.
what have you thought yourself? I mean, it would just be obviously a fantastic head start to your career.
It would, but it's at the same time it's not the be all and end all. So just enjoy Dubai, and if you get a game, good. If I don't,
You are taking your boots and your kit.
yeah, taking my boots. I've got training over there as well, so I might use them for that.
You're obviously looking forward to it though. What do you hope you get out of it?
Looking forward. I can't wait for it. I don't know. It'll be a different experience. Like I've been over South Africa before with under 17s program, so it'll be a different experience to go away with the boys overseas, and I think get to know them better as well.
Any idea how many SNFL games you might be able to play during the season?
Not really at this stage because I haven't mapped out sort of when I'll be coming back. So I'll do that in the next couple of days while I'm over there.
You'd hope to play a few?
Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
Okay, and your mate's available for under-18 nationals as well?
I don't think so. I don't think that will be okay by the AFL. I think it will just be TSC Cup.
Okay, because you're a listed player.
Yeah, exactly.
And how are you going to feel if the other draftees, one or two, get to play this year and you don't? How do you handle that?
My mum asked me that question. I suppose I'd be a bit jealous, but at the same time, I'd be incredibly excited for them, and I'm sure that will happen with some of the young blokes that have been drafted. And I'll be very, very excited for them.
And what have the club told you? Why do they want you to wait that 12 months?
As far as this year goes, well, I won't be training there every week. I'll only be there during sort of school holidays and every now and then with weekends. So I won't be there to go through all the training and that sort of thing. So I think that's something associated with it.
What's been the hardest part pre-season? Obviously, get you fit and ready, but we all know it's a pretty painful experience. So what's been the worst part?
The worst part. There's a lot of you can say there's a worst part in the running, but it's all incredibly exciting. So you sort of wake up thinking, I've got a 3K time trial or something like that. But at the same time, it's incredibly exciting to be doing, to be training with these guys around you. So there's no you sort of look forward to every day. So
Have you surprised yourself in the way you've handled it?
I was pretty confident I'd handle it well. It's obviously a massive step that the club handles, the recruits extremely well, so they've probably they've done it very well, I think.
And how much more do you think you have to improve to be able to play AFL football from where you are now?
I'm not sure. I think there's always improvement needed, no matter who you are or how old you are. So there's improvement needed, and I suppose I'll go through that when I come to the situation next year.
And you based your game on anyone, mate, who's currently playing? I mean, do you look at an AFL player and think, I move like him, or obviously down the track you'd like to play like someone?
Down the track, but I like to take different parts of different players and try to use them to mould different parts of my game on. So there's no real player I aspire to be or aspire to play like. I just use different assets of different players and sort of try to get my name.
Do you have a mentor amongst the senior squad?
Yeah, I do. Scott Stevens.
And how's that been?
Yeah, really good. Well, I'm living with Scott, so I get to get him every night. So he's been really good. So he's been very good for me.
Patrick, I expect you presume you're going to be hard, there's going to be a lot of running, but has there been anything that's been a real eye-opener, something that surprised you?
It seemed like I knew it would be professional, but just how professional it is, that's sort of just amazed me how well everything's done. There's no corners cut with Adealide, and everything's just done perfectly from what I've sort of seen. So just the professionalism is just outstanding.
And how long are you contracted to Adelaide for, and you see yourself as a one-club player?
I'd like to stay at Adelaide as long as I can. So, you know, I'll try and make that as long as I can.